Welcome to Sunday Money. I have breaking news. There's 11 episodes left. That's it, 11 episodes. So if you're a fan of the show, or if you're not a fan of the show, good news all the way around. 11 episodes is all you have left. And then if you are a fan of the show, you get 11 more episodes until the end of the season. That's how far we have made it. The other good news is we are officially caught up in the world of NASCAR, meaning our schedule is finally on track. COVID did not slow us down. We are back on schedule, and I am joined with my co-hosts today, Corey LaJoy and Lauren
Hey,
Fox, for another edition of Sunday Money.
man,
Hi, Daryl.
what an opening.
I love your positivity.
Yeah.
I'm going to be positive for the next 11 episodes, and then I'm riding off into the sunset, and I wish you all well.
So what are you
Good
going to
luck.
do after 11 more weeks
I'm going to start another podcast
on your Zoom from your living
called
room?
called Tell the Truth Podcast, where
What
we're
are
going
we
to actually
lying
tell the
about?
truth. Well, you're not lying about anything.
How am I lying?
Corey knows where he's going next year. He knows where he's going to be driving.
Bro, if I had something signed, I legitimately would tell you because why wouldn't I want to break it on the show? That would be what I would do. I don't know what I'm doing.
I want to know where you're going to be. Is there any truth that Michael Jordan is going to be a part owner of a racing
I mean,
team?
I
Is
guess
that
we
the
open.
rumor I'm hearing?
Yeah, well, we might as well open it up with silly season talk since I was in the headlines a little bit this week. Um, I'll answer your question, Daryl. Um, I don't know. At first, when Pockers and I were talking back and forth about that rumor that Denny and Michael Jordan were going to buy RPM, I said that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like it just makes no sense. That it just makes no sense to me. And people forget that what was it 2 years ago that Denny and Bubba got into an altercation and Denny choked out Bubba. Like they're not particularly friends. Like I don't know. I don't. But crazier stuff's happened, and because I hear it more and more, like you hear some rumblings, this guy's doing that, this guy's doing that. When it makes sense because obviously Denny and MJ are buddies, and um, Rod Moskowitz, who is part owner of Pro Sports Management, which is Denny's management company as well as Bubba's management company. So it's not too far fetched to think that they could possibly make a deal happen. And Bubba's got a considerable amount of sponsorship money he's bringing or he's shopping. My opinion is I think he's going to go back to the 43. They're going to work on something there. But when it comes to the 43 going, that's another thing, another factor. Who would think that Richard Petty's team would be a Toyota? It doesn't feel right. But you know what? Hey, crazier stuff's happened. And at the end of the day, money talks. What do you think's going to happen, Lauren? I know your fingers on the pulse of what's happening with this free agent market this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, I am super interested and I am just on it. I hear everything.
Do you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody tells me a lot of stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I have no freaking clue. No, I don't know. That would be weird. What would Richard Petty do? Would he still be there? It would still be called Richard Petty Motorsports, but Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin would own it.
Well, Richard Petty owns that. He doesn't even own the majority of that team
Right.
anymore. It's his naming rights. But um, I don't know. I just don't see it now. MJ is a self-proclaimed Richard Petty fan too.
Oh.
So, like I guess if you were to buy a charter to run a race team, the 43 is probably the most iconic car that you can involve yourself with, especially if Bubba has a considerable amount of sponsorship he is willing to bring back to the team to build upon. So, I don't know. The latest rumor I've heard was Bubba stays in the 43. RPM still owns another charter. So they would go, both teams to go to Toyota to switch. Um, Essentially, they would pick up the slack from the LFR deal since they're shutting down. They're losing a Toyota team. They would add another Toyota team, so they would have two additional cars at RPM and put Eric Jones at the 44, whatever number they wanted to do it. I just don't see it happening. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. I mean, Daryl, you scour Twitter day and night.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any hints that you can find like Nicolas Cage and what is that? What's that movie?
Well, they always say you're talking about National Treasure.
Yeah, I love that movie.
They're saying follow the money, always follow the money, right? True
Yeah,
or false? They have not put tons and tons of money into that program in the last 5 years.
that's true.
They just haven't, right?
Yeah,
Richard Petty has boatloads of money. True or false?
false. I think that's a misconception.
He's the king. I'm saying he could get the funding if he
I don't
wanted to
know,
go
man.
all in.
I don't
Maybe he
know.
doesn't want the day-to-day stress of having a premier team like that. It costs tons of money. Michael
No,
Jordan's got tons of money to burn, and so does Denny. We know Denny likes buying solar farms, and Michael likes buying whatever he spends his money on. I could see them burning some money together because it's a great tax write-off. But no, I mean, just saying, uh, if for the 43 to ever be competitive, someone's going to have to drop a bunch of money into it to
well,
be more competitive, like
well, I mean,
elevate.
that's just like racing. Like you only go as fast as what you can pay for, and money buys
Yep.
speed. But um, they haven't. So Richard Petty and his, I guess what you can say, his team haven't had like, it hasn't been Petty Enterprises since it left uh, Randleman, right? Like it hasn't been a 200. It's not the 200 win 43 team with Dale Inman up in Randleman anymore. Like it went from there, it went to the Gillette partnership of sorts, and then it's molded and kind of morphed. And then Andy Murstein, the guy from New York that has medallions and taxi cabs, bought majority of Richard Petty Motorsports, but kept it. I mean, Richard Petty Motorsports is just a brand
Sounds
in
better
itself.
than Andrew Murstein Motorsports.
That's fair. So, but
The
then
internet has Richard Petty at 70 mil.
But that, I mean, that's assets too. Like, like does he have $8 million a year of income to fund into a race team to make it competitive? Probably not. Like that's a lot of money. You have to have a really big business on one side, a guy like Rick Hendrick or Roger
Yeah.
Penske. Those are the only guys. Joe Gibbs with a lot of B2B stuff through his partnerships there. Like those are the only ones that are consistent. Stuart Haas. Like those are the only ones that are consistently at the top because they have businesses on the other side that they can keep funneling money in, and they don't care about budget. It's like whatever it takes to go fast. That's what we need. When a team,
So what I'm saying is if you're Richard Petty and you have this legacy
yeah,
and you're older, he's older now. What is he, 74,
I
75?
bet you he's
He's
older than that.
80.
Yeah,
Like, I think he
Oh.
might be 81 this year.
looking good, Rich.
Somebody look that up. I'll look it up. Age. He is, anybody guesses? You said 80, Lauren?
He's 81.
81.
83.
Oh,
So if you're 83 and you want to see your famed car, your baby blue car,
Mm-hmm.
competitive one more time,
Mhm.
then you're going to make a decision to bring some money in. And if it's not going to be your 8 million, I'm just saying I could see this happening. It's all North Carolina money. Everybody's keeping it in the fam. Jordan, I just wouldn't be shocked.
I would be shocked just for the magnitude of it because there's also something about like Denny would have to be. I don't know what sort of context he could be in the ownership side because he
Yeah.
drives for a 4-car team. So like there's that rule that if you drive for a 4-car team, you can't own another car because it's part of the 4 cars. You can't
Right.
have a fifth type thing. So I'm not sure if he would be a silent partner of sorts, but there's like that there's rules and regulations on the NASCAR side that Denny couldn't drive for Gibbs and own a part of Petty's even if they were Toyota or even if they were Chevy. Like he just can't do it because it's an extra car considered. Kind of a dumb rule in my opinion, but I don't write the rules.
Right.
So I think it'd be cool. I mean, anytime you can get a superstar like Michael Jordan into the sport. He's obviously a fan. He's been to a couple races, and it would be badass to have him part. But it would be groundbreaking news for sure. I don't see it happening. I just don't see it.
You got your phone? Text Bubba right now and just say, "Hey, is Michael Jordan going to own part of Richard Petty?" And just see if he says something. Maybe he'll say something.
No, I mean I spent some time with Bubba this weekend. Played the Tiger Woods game in his bus, but like he said he doesn't have any. He's not part of those conversations. He's just trying to get himself in a fast race car because he's a race car driver. That's the mission is try to get in a fast race car. So that would be wild. I mean, what other silly season stuff?
Well,
Hey, I gotta
apparently,
hang on.
apparently you're no longer at Go Fast Racing. But
Yeah,
Lauren, didn't he say that on Sunday Money more than once?
no,
Like in July?
no. I mean, I said that I was.
I don't listen, Daryl.
I think I've
You're on
said.
the
I
show.
think I've said that I'm always looking. Like, and I'll tell you kind of the backstory. What got to us mutually putting a statement out saying that I won't be coming back. Um, just no different than Sunday Money. The 2 year time span has run its course, right? Like it got the honeymoon stage is over, and like I have to get into a spot where I can have some good runs on the racetrack. Like at the end of the day, I can do I can be the media darling. I could be good on social media. I can do the podcast. I can go on NASCAR.com, like all this stuff. But if I don't back it up on the racetrack, what the hell am I doing? Like I'm a race car driver, and that's ultimately like you get sponsors, you get fans, you get attention by running good on the racetrack. That's what your job is. And when you're handicapped, you can't do that. Now we have some decent runs here and there. We beat a lot of good cars that we probably shouldn't every other week, but consistently speaking, I have to get in a car where I can show what I'm capable of doing every week. And
And
and we got to the point where if I'm looking for a job somewhere else, why shouldn't they put it out there like somebody can come bring some money to them? Like that's fair. And we landed upon that. Like, hey, let's put it out there. I'm not coming back. Didn't seem like there was an opportunity for me to come back. There wasn't any opportunity for upgrades in the motor department or whatever. So we put it out there, and now I'm unemployed come November, whatever date Phoenix is. So that's where I'm at. I'm having some conversations. I've got a lot of good partners that are sticking with me. So we're gonna land somewhere. We'll be just fine. Don't worry.
who do you find it easier to get along with, me or Archie?
That's a push. A push.
Do you think if you told Archie who you're voting for, he would let you stay?
he said that you've outgrown the team, right? Like my reputation in the garage is that I can do a good job behind the wheel of a race car, and I bring a lot of value to the team with partners and bringing my equipment home and not tearing up a bunch of stuff and being fast. And he's like it doesn't do you any good to come back here. Like he knows that. So it's like he has his business model with the amount of sponsorship he brings in and the amount of money that the charter brings in. Like he has a legitimate business. He doesn't have a bunch of other businesses to dump money in every year. Like he dumps in a considerable amount of his own money, but not enough to compete with Stuart Haas. Like that's just not practical. But he's also stuck around a lot longer than a lot of other owners have, doing it by his terms the right way. Like it's a great place to like look at Matt. Like Matt ran there. It's a great little spot to learn the tracks, learn the ebb and flow of the Cup Series, like without a lot of pressure, without a lot of expectations. And then anytime you run good, you can exceed those expectations. And the last 2 years, that's what we've been doing a lot of times. We've had some small team issues with mechanical failures and stuff like that, but we call those character builder weekends. So, it was just time. It's time for me to get in a fast race car. That's what it is. And I think that there's some opportunities for me to do that. And when I do, then I'm going to be ready to rock.
Lauren Fox, as a PR spin, you've been in the sport a long time. How did that sit with you? How did he do there? How do you feel that with that answer? Do you believe it?
I felt like that was pretty truthful, Daryl.
Yeah.
Well, then I agree, because I didn't go to high school with him, so sometimes I can't tell exactly. But you're in the room with him. Did he do a lot of looking down? Do you feel
No,
like he's being honest?
no, I felt like he was being honest. When I
Well,
think that he usually tells the truth on here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well,
and
we
that's
wish you well,
I tell
Corey.
the truth to a fault. Like I say stuff that I shouldn't on here because it is the truth, and I don't like holding any secrets back. That's why you keep poking at me that I'm like I should tell you where I'm driving next year. I don't know, and if
No,
I did
white
know,
flag, dude.
I
White
would
flag.
I would break it on here because we only
Listen,
have 11 more weeks of this show, and you're
I
gonna
think
get
you
some breaking news
Praise
on this
God. Praise the
show. Thank
Lord.
you, Jesus.
and Corey, I think you made a great point. You've outgrown the team. Yeah, that's That's fair.
That's
So
objective.
I've outgrown Sunday Money. So in 11 episodes, I am gone, and I want to know what your plans are. Are you going to keep it going? I think you should.
Maybe Sunday Money has outgrown you, Daryl.
No,
Have you ever thought about that?
I've outgrown this by a long shot.
Oh.
No, but I think you should keep doing it. There's plenty of, Amy Long. I saw you did a nice little interview with her, or the Mamba. Like, you should bring in some new blood. Lauren can stay;
Yeah.
she's great. But I've outgrown
I'm
my
done.
time.
I'm done with
I've had
this. This
I've
negative
had enough.
energy is too much for me.
Yeah.
I've had enough of the Corey show for a lifetime. We'll be regular friends where you call me when you need something, like normal people. And
Yeah.
and I'll tune in once in a while to hear you, pontificate about how difficult things are to run 23rd when you're in JTG equipment.
I haven't had any conversations with those guys. That's the rumor, but I haven't.
Hypothetical.
We're running better in 23rd if I'm in something of that caliber, I can promise you.
Well, listen, I think we've all made it till August, and I think it's exciting, and I am looking forward to your announcement because, whether or not we are nice to each other on here, we have been in the trenches together for a long time, and we've supported each other for a long time. Maybe not now, but we did for a while, and we'll always have that. We'll always have that.
That's nice.
Is that
So
all
I
the
do support you.
So, I mean, I want your opinion, Daryl, with the seats somewhat available out there. Where do you
Mhm.
where do you see guys like there's a couple big free agents left. We named Bubba, talked about Bubba for a bit. Odds are he's probably staying. Eric Jones is another big guy. Where do you think he lands?
I think all of you guys have your eyes on. Lauren, have you ever been in a relationship before Andrew, where
Never.
you're
There was no one before Andrew.
He was the
where
one.
you're with somebody, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they're great, but you kind of find yourself looking across the room at that next fish. Do you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
I
And so
know.
you're trying to be in the relationship and on the date that you're on, but you keep looking across the room and you're like, my life would be a little better over on that side of the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it's like to be a race car driver. So Corey says he thinks Bubba's going to stay, but I know all these dudes, and unless you're at the very top echelon, they are always looking for the next move. And I think Bubba would take it. I think if somebody offered Bubba a better ride, no matter what he's built over there, I think he would go in a second. And that's why you see them leave their sponsors and manufacturers. There's no loyalty anymore. It's not like I'm a Ford man for my whole career. They jump left and right. So Eric is in a Toyota. He's not staying in the Toyota camp. I think we're definitely going to see
There's
a
only one
scorned
Toyota
Eric.
team. There's only
Yeah,
one
I'm
Toyota
saying
team.
I think Eric Jones is going to leave that camp. He's going to find a
There's-
way to
And
go
where do you
anywhere.
think he's going?
There's only one Toyota team, so he got fired by that Toyota team. So
Right
yeah,
now, Corey, we don't know. All kinds of weird stuff happens in the off season. All of a sudden, Hendrick could be down to 3 cars. Toyota could be up another. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
Hang on,
Somebody
but-
could resurrect.
and you're not wrong, but I do think that if there is a opportunity for Toyota to build, let's just say hypothetically they switch RPM to Toyota and they run 2 teams, I think that Toyota looks at it, since they have so much money invested in Eric Jones through the Truck Series, through the Xfinity Series, and then the first 3 or 4 years of his Cup career, that's a hard bullet to bite when you have over, almost $50 million invested in a kid just to let him go. Like, that's a lot of development, it's a lot of dollars. Why not stick him in another Toyota? Like, I think they're going to try to do what they can. I don't think they're just going to throw him to the wayside. If there's an opportunity for him, they're certainly going to pursue it.
Yeah, I mean, I like Eric. We all like Eric, but he barely has more success than you, Corey, for that $50 million. That's the truth.
Well, he's got a lot of Xfinity wins and a lot of truck wins. Now, I'm not going to compare myself to Eric Jones because on Race and Reference, he has a lot more notches on the wins and top 5s and top 10s column than I do. But if you grade it on the scale that it should be graded on, compared to his teammates, he's been probably the last guy in camp for the last 3 or 4 years. So that's a fact that you can't hide. But he brings value to a team. He's a Cup race winning driver. Like that's going to bring value to a JTG, to a, I'm sure Ganassi's looking at him. Like everybody's, I'm sure, is having these conversations, but there's other factors involved than just.
Do we think Eric Jones wants to keep doing this? Because it seems like he likes riding his tractors.
He does like
doing
riding his
farm.
tractors, but he's not going to get paid millions of dollars to ride his tractor. I can promise you that.
But I mean, he's gotten paid millions of dollars.
He's gotten paid lots of money, but he also spends a lot of money.
Oh.
He's got a plane.
Okay.
Planes aren't cheap.
No, I didn't know Eric Jones had a plane. Come
Yeah.
on.
That's
Big-
what
that's big.
nine Xfinity wins gets you, Lauren. You get yourself a private jet.
plane,
2 cup
boy.
wins.
I mean, that's
2 cup wins in 5 years, and one of them was a whatever.
I might have screwed up. Maybe I should have got me a Eric Jones.
But the
Coulda
point
had a
is, Lauren,
plane.
there's zero loyalty in this particular business, which is why
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Corey on another podcast last year. So I'm cutting my losses now because these guys they're not loyal. They're
Nope.
just going
These
where the
hoes
money
ain't
is.
loyal. These
So for
hoes
another-
ain't loyal.
I would
They
like
ain't
to
loyal.
think.
And you know what, Lauren? For another 150 grand a year, anybody could have any one of these drivers. That's the little bump they need. There's no hard working like I'm gonna gut it out. It's like I'll give you 200 grand more a year to come over here. Done. They leave the crew chief, the teams,
No,
the teammates.
that's not right.
Not you, but a lot of them.
I mean, I would like to think that I'm fairly loyal when it comes to relationships. But yes, you're not wrong. There's not a whole lot of loyalty when it comes to anything in motorsports. And you also have to know that going in. Like, it doesn't get you very far. You hate to say that because, like, you would like to think that loyalty gets you somewhere, but at the end of the day, there's somebody coming with a little bit more money, and it's going to do it for a little bit cheaper, and you always got to kind of be looking over your shoulder for the next guy. And if you're not, then you're going to get blindsided. So, like, that's the name of the game. It's always been that way. It hasn't changed. So you just have to adjust how you approach it when you, especially during the silly season. You kind of got to be a little selfish. You got to look out for yourself. You got to look out for your own partners, and that's what I'm doing.
Well, hypothetically, give us 4 seats that you think are going to be guaranteed open, and Lauren and I will pick where you should go next. This is fun. This is called Lauren and Daryl Pick Your Career Path. You give us 4 seats that you think are open in 2021, and we will tell you where to go, and I'll tell you why. Lauren, you in?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, here
But
we go.
that's a loaded question. It's like,
no, you don't have to do it.
Okay.
We're just going to tell you where you should go and
well,
why.
you know which ones are available too, Daryl. You can name them off. The 48's available. The third,
48's available.
well, and they haven't announced that any car at JTG's open. So can't call it. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, you're going to 37. You're going to 37." Like, they might be bringing Ryan Preece back. Who knows? What else? There's a Spire car, an additional car they bought with the 95, and then there's that Justin Marks team, and then there is the 42. Did I say 42? Yeah.
All right, Lauren. So out of a faked Spire team, that's not a real race team. Go ahead.
It's a real race team. It's legit.
Sure. And then you have the 48. I want to see the books. And then you have the 48, and you got the 42. Where do you think out of those ones, Lauren?
I think we should do like a 1, 2, 3, and we should both say it at the same time.
Okay. Should we start with the?
But maybe I don't think it's one of those cars. I don't know. I have no clue, Daryl. I don't pay attention to this stuff. I have a child.
You have Poppy, and she has
kids
a
and
new.
She is what I worry about during the week.
Andrew has to root for somebody on the weekend, so wouldn't you want it to be for me in a good car?
Of course.
So you have some skin in the game.
Okay.
Lauren, do you see Corey working for Rick Hendrick? I know it's a cute story. He wrote a letter, but can you see this bearded Brune going into Hendrick Motorsports every day?
I mean, if
saying,
Rick,
"Hi, Mr. H, I'm ready to work."
If Rick Hendrick wants to continue to hang some banners on the wall, he knows who writes him the letter. I mean, that's all I'm saying. But he hasn't written me a letter back, so I'm not,
right.
I'm not driving the 48. Hey, hot take.
Wait, we didn't get to vote yet.
Well, after this. No, okay. You guys vote, and then I'm gonna give you my hot take, and then I'm also gonna pick at Daryl probably after the break because we're gonna get getting yelled at because we haven't taken a break.
Okay.
Lauren, would you like to see Corey LaJoie driving the 42 at Chip Ganassi?
I would like to see that. In my heart, I don't know if that's what's gonna happen. But like I said, I don't know shit.
Yes, you do.
All right.
You know.
What about this Spire team? This Spire race team. Would you like to see Corey at an experimental project?
No. I think that place has some potential.
It does.
I think it has a lot of potential. But I don't know.
No.
Corey, but now this JTG, which is the biggest rumor, is that he's going to end up over there at
I think he fits well at JTG.
I do too.
I think it's they're a good team. Like, they work hard. They're not like Hendrick level, but they're not doing no shoddy stuff.
Yep.
You know, I think that he fits in really well. He's a dirt under his fingernails, blue
Blue-collar
collar guy. And I think that would fit really well at JTG.
So
He could shave a mullet like Ricky.
I mean, I'm almost there now. Look at that, my mullet's muffed out. Come on,
Lauren, I 100% agree. The other one is the 48. I think you're going to have a lot more fun being over there with Ricky Stenhouse. So if it was up to me and Lauren as your agents, I would send you over there if all the options were on the table. That's just me. And my other thing, before I get in trouble, I think that Chip Ganassi has had plenty of time to be competitive over there, and it just is not in the cards for whatever they're doing.
Well, let's just say that.
And Kyle Larson will come back whenever he feels like it, and they'll boot you out anyway.
He's not going to come
back.
He
ain't going there.
He's not going to go back to Chip Ganassi, but
then
you don't know where he is going.
He's going to the 48.
No way.
You think so?
He's going to the 48.
Kyle Larson going to the 48?
I'm putting a bet on it.
Oh my god, I don't have any. Over
I don't
dead.
have any sources for this. I don't. But that sucker is winning every night in a sprint car, Daryl. And there is no average race car driver that can jump in any car like he is and smoke the field. We're going to talk about this after the break because I want to see, because Daryl's ice cold opinion, as long as the day is whatever the saying is, has been that Kyle Larson isn't an exceptional race car driver.
In Cup.
We're gonna debate this after the break.
No, I don't want to argue anymore. I just want to go home.
No, this is a legitimate debate. Tune back in. You're not going to want to miss it.
Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina is redefining the drive-thru coffee game in Race City, USA. The Clutch experience is fast, friendly, and delicious. Clutch Coffee Bar offers signature lattes and mochas, custom-flavored infused energy drinks, smoothies, and more. You can also order our signature Clutch coffee beans online and have them shipped directly to you. Go to clutchcoffeebar.com or visit our 2 locations in Mooresville, 356 Williamson Road and 154 West Plaza Drive. Power up today with Clutch Coffee Bar.
And we are back. Man, we've talked about a lot, but we haven't talked about nothing, Daryl.
You know what we just end with? We're trying to pick you a team, right?
We've already done that, and that's just not how it works. Unfortunately, you can't just like throw numbers up like you can't like. You ever been to McDonald's and you had a pickle race where you take the pickles off your hamburger and throw up against the window and then see which one slides down first?
No, that sounds
Billy
rude.
Madison.
You've never done a pickle race?
No.
Oh
then somebody has to clean that up. That's so inconsiderate.
Well, you can clean it up afterwards if you want to be polite.
No,
it's not like a pickle race.
I don't waste pickles.
There are infinite amount of hoops to jump through when it comes to trying to figure out how to drive somebody's race car. So I appreciate your input, and I will take none of it into consideration.
I know, because you're going to go where the money is. Hey, what were you going to say about Kyle Larson?
Yeah, were we supposed to discuss Kyle Larson when he came back?
Yeah. Have you been keeping up with my friend Kyle Larson during his hiatus?
Yes, he's done tremendous personal growth. It's great.
He has. On the racetrack and off.
About it.
So I don't actually know the stats. I was looking at them the other day. It was something like 38 races and he's won 24 of them. That's unreal. And it's not like he's racing against bums. Like when you race against Donnie Schatz and Brad Sweet and champions and World of Outlaws, like you're beating the best of the best at their profession. So just like anything, time heals all things, but in racing, trophies heal pretty much everything else. So that's why my hot take is Rick was hard after Larson for the 48 before all the stuff happened.
Now you can get them way cheaper.
Now you get a lot cheaper. I still think Rick has the 48 conversation has been played way too close to the chest for them not to be looking at somebody outside the fringe. And Kyle Larson right now is outside the fringe, and he's absolutely tearing it up. So don't be surprised. And also know that I was the one who said it, that Kyle Larson will be in the 48. You just can't, you can't keep what many could consider arguably the best driver in the country right now for what he's doing and how he's doing it and how dominant he is out of the Cup Series. You just can't, like, especially for a guy like Rick who has a car fully funded in Ally, or all the B2B stuff that he puts on the 88 to slide him in there. Like, he's going to do something to get a driver of Kyle Larson's caliber in his race car. Somebody will, or Stuart Haas, right? Like,
I think something's going to happen at Stuart Haas.
I don't know. Stuart Haas needs someplace to put Chase Briscoe because he's smoking it. He deserves a shot. I could see him going to the 14. I don't have any sources there either, but I could see it happening.
I think there's a couple drivers over there at Stuart Haas that just probably need to call it quits. Just ride off into the sunset.
Well, boy, you're so negative today, Lauren.
Yeah, I know.
Lauren, who do you think should be hanging it up over there?
Don't name names.
What? Why?
Don't name names.
There's two of them that aren't winning races. Oh, wait. Well, yeah, there's two of them.
Well,
yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's this is why it's so crazy, because it's going to be wild, right? We got we're almost there. We're going to find out all the answers to these questions, hopefully within the next few months.
Well, this is the last race. I'm glad you brought that up, because this is the last race of the regular season coming in at Daytona Saturday night.
That's going to be some crazy stuff.
I didn't realize, like, when they announced the schedule last year for this year, minus all the shit hitting the fan. When they announced Daytona was the final regular season race, everybody was like, "Oh God, it's gonna be crazy." I didn't realize how crazy it was gonna be until, like, I got in the plane after Dover, and I was like, "Oh!" Like, I was sitting there doing my post race notes and, like, thinking about the next week. I'm like, Daytona is gonna be nuts, because you have three guys within, maybe four guys, within striking distance of points. You have Matt DiBenedetto +9. Jimmy Johnson and Will Byron have swapped it back and forth over the course of the Dover doubleheader. And then you also have the other 18 guys behind it that can have the opportunity to win that race and bump all three of them out of the playoffs, or all two of them out of the playoffs. So who do you think? I got my opinions. Who do you think's going to make the playoffs out of those three, Daryl, and who doesn't?
Oh boy, I don't know.
Who is it? Matt Will,
DiBenedetto,
and Jimmy.
Willie B, the maple syrup pancake candle lighting kid.
I love it.
And Jimmy Johnson.
I
heard William Byron cried in the race car on the radio. Is that true?
He sounded like he was crying. He might have just been upset. He was having a long day because the 32 car was wearing that back bumper out all day on Saturday.
Yeah, and I saw he tweeted about it. He said it was so hot in this race car that... No, I'm just kidding. No, we're not going to do that again.
But that goes to show, Daryl, how they can take the same race car, William Byron can, and be right in front of me all day running 27th, 8th, and turn a couple of jack screws, move some nose weight around, and run top 5 all day. Did William Byron just learn how to be a better driver overnight, Saturday night?
Here we go.
No, did he? I'm asking you a legitimate question.
No. The answer is no.
The answer is no. But to answer your other question, Jimmy Johnson.
What about?
Do you think he's going to get?
You think he's going to get in? It's going to be
heartbreak.
It's going to be heartbreak.
I think he's been on a roll right now. I think he's been driving the best we've seen in a little while. Don't you think?
Yeah, but are the cards gonna? What's that saying?
Are the cards going to fall your way?
Yeah, in your favor. I don't know. I'm
is
not
good
at those things.
Or is it chips going to fall your way?
Whatever, but I don't know. I feel like the way 2020 is going.
Hang on. I just love this Will Byron Chad Knaus video.
All right, Lauren's our expert.
I don't know. I think he always kind of sounds like this. I think.
No, that was like
It was hot, Corey. It was hot.
Yeah, but I don't sound like that on the radio.
These race cars are so hot. You guys don't really understand that with the sun beating down and the way that they run the windows, it's gonna be 150.
Yeah, maybe he was just a little stuffy. Like,
that sounded a little more than stuffy. That sounded a little shaky to me. And there might be some abuse in the 24 camp. You don't know, but
I think there is.
Chad Knaus.
Have you ever cried in a race car, Corey? Be honest.
Probably after I hit something, yeah. Like if I wrecked, I probably cried because I was embarrassed or whatever the case may be. But I've never been like that where, you get into to a tiff with your crew chief and you get a little shaky, your voice cracks a little bit. Now, I don't want to pick on him about it. I don't want to pick on him. But he did put on his Instagram story something when I was scrolling through my Instagram stories and I saw a maple syrup pancake Yankee candle lit. I expected to see Daryl Mott's name on top of it. I did not expect to see William Byron's name. So when you fast forward a week and you hear Chad Canals just trying to press into William Byron, it doesn't surprise me a little bit that he was a little bit upset. In his feelings a little bit. He likes a nice pancake Yankee candle. Who doesn't?
Right.
Enough to put it on his Instagram story. So, maybe Chad's just trying to tough him up a little bit and try to get him ready for the playoffs. Maybe that's what the case is.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
what's your candle of choice, Daryl?
I like the fall ones. Whatever, what is it like? Cinnamon apple, or I like candles in the fall when it's a little nippy out.
There you go.
But right now we have this one is
burn out.
Yeah, it doesn't say. Cashmere Woods, maybe something like that.
That makes sense.
Hey, let's pick our clutch performer of the week, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Corey LaJoy.
No.
Why? We can't pick you. There's only 11 episodes left before we ride into the sunset, and Lauren
and I go next week.
Next
week, if I can win at Daytona, then I'll be the clutch performer of the week. This week, I haven't done anything to deserve a clutch performer of the week, because that is a honor that only people that have went above and beyond and did extraordinary things deserve each and every week.
Listen, I disagree, and I'll tell you why, Lauren. I heard a whole interview with Corey talking about himself in the interview, about how Dover is the most strenuous racetrack, in Corey's opinion, physically strenuous racetrack. True or false,
it is.
Corey?
Yes.
And not only did Corey make it to the end of that racetrack, physically exhausted, he also stacked pennies while doing it. Where'd you finish, Corey?
23rd.
That's a win for you by how many spots? Let's be honest.
7.
Corey finishes 7th spots, better than anybody else in the history of driving could do with that race team and that race car, because damn it, he gets the most out of that equipment that is possible. And we can't give you the clutch performer of the week for above and beyond your duties at GoFast. You finished 7 spots better than I would have predicted, than Vegas had you. That's a clutch performer right there, Lauren. What do you say?
I think I should get the clutch performer of the week because I kept a baby alive for the entire year.
I
2 coffees. 2 coffees to go around.
You bought your baby a car.
Yeah.
Are you going to wear a helmet with that car, baby Poppy?
No. Ain't no weenie.
Baby Poppy has
she can't even drive it.
SUV. No, I mean, Corey, honestly, like you don't give yourself enough credit, man. I heard that track is exhausting. I heard it's like being in a roller coaster.
You want to see my back right now? Can you see?
Yeah. Oh no, we can't have nudity on this show.
Uh-oh.
Can you see that?
Oh.
Ugh, that's disgusting.
Lauren, he's been cupped.
I've been cupped like Michael Phelps.
Ugh.
Look at that.
Who are you paying to do that voodoo to you?
Her name's Renee. She wears me out. So
she is wearing your wallet out, Corey. Who told you that?
It works. It works. My traps and my QLs were so blasted after this week. Huh?
I'm going to sell you some crystals. They're healing crystals, and
are they?
Under your pillow, and also Danica's moon water.
Do you mix it with essential oils too, and it makes like a genie in a bottle pop out?
I do know some athletes that do cupping. I'm not sold on it.
Because you're not an athlete.
I didn't say it for me. I said the science. What are you feeling when you get cupped?
So it pulls the blood out of the area that's sore, and it separates. It makes the barrier, because if you don't get, I haven't started cupping until recently. It essentially separates your skin from your muscles. I'm not a doctor, so I can't be the one explaining this, but
hey, guess what? Neither is the person that's cupping you.
Yeah.
Continue.
You have to know what you're doing when you're cupping somebody. You can damage them.
You're not. Doctors don't do cupping, Corey.
But
sorry to tell you,
actually,
there's no such thing as a doctor doing cupping in their office.
Well, there's also a lot of doctors that just write you a prescription and write you a prescription when you come back, and nothing's helped either. So I don't
just don't
put
want you
all
telling
my
America
faith.
that cupping is performed by doctors, because that's not true.
There's also a lot of practices that are performed by doctors that I wouldn't do either. So like that's either here nor there. You got to find out what works for you. Kind of like wearing a mask.
I'm just protecting you. All right, so who's our clutch performer of the week?
I'm giving my clutch performer of the week to somebody who actually had an impact on the weekend. It was the guy who was mixing the Quickcrete and fixed Dover Speedway during
Again?
Sundays. Huh?
Again.
Have they done that previously?
Yeah, I think it happened early. What do you remember, Lauren? Like 2013 or something? I think they had to fix the
I
concrete.
was hardly out of high school in 2013, Daryl. I was not paying attention to this.
Yeah, it happened before, Corey.
So
that's great that they popped out with the Quickcrete, right?
Yeah, I was surprised they fixed it as fast as they did. It was only like a 20-minute red flag. So kudos to that guy, the suave of the Quickcrete. He is my clutch performer of the week.
Yeah,
I am Daryl's clutch performer of the week, and Lauren is her own clutch performer of the week.
It's a concrete track. That's what happens, right? Concrete doesn't stick around forever.
When it doesn't, it's not like pliable. Whenever it starts cracking, it just like starts breaking, and it's very brittle, and it comes apart, and it starts chunking up. At least asphalt kind of like moves and stretches and flexes a little bit when it starts breaking up.
In 2014, the race was interrupted because of a pothole.
There you go.
In turn 2. So
Daryl bringing the facts.
Wow, good job, Daryl.
I'm like the fake. Yeah. So that's interesting. Well, I don't know.
Well, congratulations to that guy.
Yeah.
For being our
He's our
clutch performer of the week. The clutch performer of the week is brought to you by Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina.
Keep going.
You can order Clutch Coffee beans online and have them shipped directly to you. Go to clutchcoffeebar.com. Congratulations, concrete guy from Dover.
You've earned yourself a Clutch coffee.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Go to HerculesTire.com. There you can find the nearest authorized Hercules retail location to you. Plus, you can use the tire tracker to find out which Hercules tire fits your vehicle the best. That's HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
But,
all good news. All good news.
It is all good news. And I had a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about because there were some interesting stories at Dover with Ryan Preece merged on the pit road right in front of Jimmy Johnson.
Oops.
If it wasn't for Jimmy Johnson's cat-like reflexes, it could have been a big wreck. And also, I had some intel on the next-gen car, but you know what? Kind of over it. Got to go.
What? Why are you over it? I thought you were having so much fun.
Not having fun. You're draining.
I've been positive today.
You've been falsely positive.
Corey, you asked me to be positive.
Just like all those NFL
COVID
tests. You've been falsely positive. I can see right through you and the scam you are.
Listen, Race 3222, 5 stars. I've recently stopped listening to the Sunday Money podcast, and now I watch it on YouTube. My wife and I tune in every week, and we love you three and Alexa. Shout out, Alexa. We enjoy hearing the real workings of NASCAR and the little team that could. Well, isn't that a story we're all familiar with? With Corey and Go Fast. Corey took a few minutes to BS with my wife and I at Loudon last year. And listen, we are fans till the end. Wishing Corey the best of luck in 2021. And we'll be here listening and watching Sunday Money. Gerard Faridas. Gerard, you have 11 episodes left to enjoy Sunday Money unless Corey continues somewhere else with it, which would be his choice. 5 stars for Go Leaf 34. Lauren, we're racking up good reviews. This is a
just
tragedy.
as the show is ending.
Yeah. Might as well go out at the
This
peak.
is the best NASCAR podcast that features a driver as a host. Corey, you just won an award and you don't even look excited. As great as Corey and Lauren are, the person that really brings it together is Daryl. What?
Daryl, I think you're pick and choosing these reviews you're reading.
I'm reading in order, Lauren. Sometimes he has left me wondering if he's ever actually watched a race, but his banter with Corey is great stuff, and Corey does a great job hitting back as well. There's a noticeable void when Daryl's not a part of the podcast. But anyway, good luck to Corey. I hope to see you in a better quality ride next season. Let's just keep going, Corey. AJAR581 says one of the best podcasts in NASCAR industry, period. Great crossover from racing and life. Corey's my favorite personality in the garage, and I hope he's around in top equipment for years to come. Are you listening, Mr. Hendrick? That's another 5-star. It says Corey is the GOAT.
That's really what's moving the needle over there, I'm sure.
And finally, another 5 stars from Cameron. Corey, Lauren, and Daryl never fail to put on an entertaining podcast week in and week out. Whether it's the playful banter between Corey and Daryl, that's real, by the way, and the takes on motherhood by Lauren, or Corey's insight on the realities of modern stock car racing, this is undoubtedly my go-to listen on my commute to school. Keep up the great work, and thanks for the laughs. And Corey, could you please accept my follow request on Twitter? Hunter Devon.
Oh, so that's also breaking news. I just decided to make my Twitter not private anymore.
Oh, how nice.
You know,
He was done. He was done.
I was over it, but you know what? Like, people are gonna have their own opinion on what's going on, but it does. The initial wave of the hate and the backlash is kind of blown over, and now anytime that anybody has a certain opinion, they can just
Bump off.
kick rocks.
I don't want you to leave, Corey, without hitting all your topics. We talked about Chad and Willie. We talked about Priest pulling a crazy move.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about the fact that the IndyCar finished under caution? That was not something we wanted to see, right?
Did you watch it, Daryl? Because we were racing at the same time it was ending, so I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, I don't like when those went under or when they end under caution. That should not be a thing in my opinion.
You know, and there's that side of it. There's also the side of, you know, there's inherent danger of Indy cars at an oval.
True.
Right? So I guess it's in the rule book to not run in green, white, checkered because the danger factor could be infinitely more when you have cars starting nose to tail with 3 laps to go with Indy 500 on the line. So unfortunately, they ended under caution, which, you know what? I guess if there was a year to end the Indy 500 under caution, it would be 2020. Like, that's just the most 2020 thing that ever happened. And at least, you know what? At least that there wasn't 250,000 people there in attendance to witness a yellow flag caution. So, like, if you were, like...
Yeah, that's true.
If next year... I just hate it for Roger Penske because he's bought all this stuff, bought the Indy Series, bought Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and then all this stuff's going on. And then to cap it all off, the Indy 500 ends with a yellow flag. But I guess if this were a year to end in yellow flag, 2020 is it. But congrats to Takuma Sato, 2-time Indy 500 champion. That guy's awesome. Also, Daryl, if you get to happen to scroll through, I don't know even where I saw it, maybe Facebook, the Japanese call from Takuma Sato's first Indy 500 win, that was freaking awesome. Obviously, I don't know any words that they were saying, but just the energy is electric. It's worth the watch.
Better just to hear it yourself.
I'm not gonna even try to sound what it
please
says.
don't.
Like, God forbid,
Please don't.
the NASCAR woke community are gonna come light up the pitchforks and the lanterns and try to come after me. And I'm still here.
Denny and Harvick are running away with the season. Can they be stopped? Final words.
I hope so.
They have enough playoff points racked up. They probably can advance to the Final Four at Phoenix fairly easy, barring any mechanical or crazy issues. So those two are definitely going to be in the hunt. But everybody loves to point out that Kyle Busch is having a bad year, which he is. But guess what? When that pay window opens up in Phoenix, he is going to be in the mix. I mean, believe you me, that 18 car, especially at Phoenix, when pay window opens up, or even at Martinsville or whatever the last 3 races are leading to get to, that he'll need to get on the wheel and get the job done to get to Phoenix, he will do it.
Well, you know, Corey, there's a little bit of time left in the season. You should write a letter to Mr. Gibbs, and you should just write a bunch of letters and just go and start delivering them at the racetrack.
Why would I write?
Moment.
Well, Joe's got 4 seats already taken up.
You don't know what's happening behind the family doors. I'm just saying, start delivering some more love letters. You know,
I don't have that much time, man.
I love to drive for you, dear Mr. Stewart. I miss you, and you just try it.
No, it took me too long to write that one letter. I'd be writing until like next May if I wrote more than like 3.
Speaking of letters, now that Corey's Twitter's open, if you want to host this podcast in 2021, send Corey a message and tell him why. I have 11 episodes left. Lauren,
No, 10
it's
more
been a
since we're
great
done with this one.
experience. I'm looking forward to finishing it up with you guys. We've had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
Anything else you want to say, guys?
that was great.
That was great. We can't
Corey,
end
I
it
got
without
my-
thanking our loyal sponsors, O'Reilly Auto Parts and Hercules Tires.
You know, as much as we couldn't do this show without Daryl, we damn sure can't do it without O'Reilly's.
So true.
So you got to thank O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and an excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by our local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better parts, better prices every day.
Every day. Daryl, you have your working clothes on?
Yep, this is my painting shirt, Corey. Look at all my paint.
Man,
Got my paint
I really appreciate you, Daryl, by prolonging your day to paint houses outside for an extra 30 minutes because I needed to put Levi down for his nap. So thank you for working around my schedule, Levi's schedule.
Thank you for including me in your project. I'm happy to be a part of the team.
Mm-hmm.
We love you so much, Daryl.
Maybe I'll tune in next year and hear how things are progressing. But listen, it's been fun. Thank you guys for the kind reviews. Don't forget, there's more racing coming up, and we'll be back next week with even more excitement. And hopefully you enjoyed today's episode of Sunday Money.
Bye.
So you went on a little trip this week.
Yeah. So it's the first time I've flown commercial since the coronavirus wrecked the entire world.
Did you wear your hazmat suit?
No, I wore a N95 mask. I didn't wear gloves. I flew Delta, which seems to be the best place to fly because they stagger. Like they don't sit anybody next to each other. They sit like one in one row, then two, and then one, and then two. So it's like, I don't know what that does because you're still in the same tube of air flying for 5 hours. But we flew to Salt Lake City, to see Built Bar. Built Bar has been a cool sponsor this year to do a lot of cool content with. They also have some great products, protein bars, and they got some other good stuff with like a protein like goo stuff that tastes pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So we were going out there. They're building a new facility, warehouse, and manufacturer and all that stuff. And it's not quite done yet, but their production was up and running. Did you see all my story
posts? Yeah, I saw your
posts?
stories.
It's literally like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, I've always thought that kind of stuff. Like I like to watch that show, like how it's made or whatever. It's something
mesmerizing.
Like that. Yeah, I love seeing like things get like packaged.
Like tens of thousands of protein bars a minute roll through there, like the chocolate like glazing on, and it's like you're just like entranced by it. That was pretty cool. So the next day, Nick, one of the founders of Built Bar, he was like, "Hey, you like mountain bike?" I'm like, "Yeah, love to mountain bike." So he's like, "I got just the spot." So we went to Deer Valley, which is in Park City. It's a ski resort, and one of those deals where you just take the ski lift, like you put your bike. We rent bikes out there. We put the bike in the ski lift, take the ski lift all the way to the top, and then you just ride it down, berms and jumps and the whole bit. And that was unbelievable. I put a picture on Instagram. So that was probably top 5 days of my life, just because how much fun it was. It was unbelievable. If you're looking, noticing why Daryl's not chiming in, he's not here. He had to leave.
He had to run.
So I'm glad we got to lose him for a couple minutes. We talk about good stuff. So that was, but you haven't flown since coronavirus, have you?
No.
It's like, remember that book, Fahrenheit 451?
No.
In like middle school we read. You remember?
I don't remember that.
It's like more or less end of the world type stuff.
Okay.
And the scene in a commercial airport is like that. Like you wear your mask, right? Everybody's got, like, some people have the masks on, like the face shields on. And nobody wants to get close to each other. Like everybody's like looking at each other weird. And then there's like that monotone female voice on the PA system, like, please keep your face mask on at all times to prevent the spread of coronavirus.
Right. And there's like nobody there. So I think that probably makes it like even more creepy.
It's creepy. And then like, it was creepy enough to where when I took off from Charlotte, I was like, are we going to have like an apocalypse, like, you know, like
mid-flight?
Mid-flight. And then you land and the world is like burning.
I know.
And now I was going to have to figure out how to like trek my way back from Salt Lake City to Charlotte and be resourceful as possible. So it's weird.
Yeah.
Weird stuff.
Weird times.
The country's in weird times, obviously, with I mean, everything politically and
Right.
all that jazz. But flying's especially weird because we're not allowed to have fans at a racetrack outside. Daryl talks about it all the time, but you can fly 150 people
In a plane.
butts to nuts in a metal tube for 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are we doing?
Right. I know. It's all pretty crazy.
It is all pretty crazy. But Built Bar was really neat.
You
Go
didn't
check them
fall
out.
on your mountain biking
Not
adventure?
once. I hit a tree, though, with my shoulder. That kind of hurt my forearm, but I didn't go down. I made it a mission
Wow.
not to go down because if you went down, you'd probably get really hurt. So luckily, knock on wood, I didn't get hurt. And I want to go back because it's friggin' sweet. But everybody, check out Built Bar. They're building their new warehouse and facility, and it's going to be really cool. And get it anything you want. Go check them out, BuiltBar.com.